Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a free Hocketing machine in Reason Studios. If you are not familiar with Hocketing, it is essentially creating one master device to randomly send out MIDI notes to different devices. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like real quick here. Alright, and sorry for some of the glitchiness. That's not an issue with the machine, it's just the devices that I'm using within mine, but you can use any devices you like. So I'm going to show you from scratch how to build one of these. Nope. You are going to need 2 rack extensions, but these are free. All of this I'm going to show you is going to be free. So the first one is going to be this select program. And the second one is going to be this player receive notes, and I will link both of these in the description here. So we're going to start from scratch. I just have the MIDI track here playing on a very simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a combinator, and this is where we are going to house our MIDI, and this is where we're going to do everything. I'm going to start adding a couple of devices here. When I do this, I'm going to hold shift on a lot of these so they don't auto route. First thing I'm going to throw in here is a 14:2 mixer, because this is going to be how we're going to throw in all our devices on different channels. Let's see. I'm going to also want an instance of the select program here. And personally, I like to use the Pulsar Dual LFO. You can use just about any LFO you want, but I like to use this one. Now, what we're going to do is we need the received notes. This is going to be under your players. We're going to drag one of these into here, and it's automatically going to give us the ID8. Now, you can replace this with any device that you want to. This is just how it's going to show up by default. We're going to tab around to the back, and we're going to take this in enable, and we're going to set it up here in the select program on the A out 0. That's where we're going to start, and we're also going to make sure, okay, yeah, our ID8 is routed to the first channel here on our mixer. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit Control while I select both of these. Control and Shift, click and drag to create a copy. So this is going to route immediately to track 2, and we're going to tab around back, take an enable out of this one, put it into A1. And we're going to do this with a couple of instances. I'm going to do, got to grab both of these. Going to do 3, 4, 5. Let's just start with 5 for now. For the record, the more that you use on this, the better your results are going to be in terms of the randomization, and I'll explain that in a minute. Just want to get these all to different channels. And set these. I am now on 0 through 4. Now, the other thing I'm going to do here, this is also part of why we're doing this in the Combinator. I'm going to come to Show Programmer. I'm going to go to our select program. Remember, that's this device here. I'm going to set our source to CV input 1. I'm going to set our target to select program. I'm going to tab back around. And I'm going to go here from LFO, our Pulsar, our LFO 1 out, into our CV1 input on our Combinator. The other thing I'm going to do, and this is very important, remember, right now I'm only using programs 0 through 4. So I'm going to make sure here in our programming, on select program, the minimum value is going to be 0, and the maximum is going to be 4. You want to set your maximum based on the number of devices you're using in here. And I'm going to go ahead and set our LFO to random, level all the way up, And I'm going to set the rate to 1/8 because I'm using eighth notes in our pattern here. But depending on what your pattern is, you're going to want to adjust this to taste. Now, right now, it's not going to sound like much because I'm all using the same devices. But if I hit play, oh, what did I do? Oh, okay. It's because got to make sure that the master output from your mixer is going to the combinator input. But if we watch our mixer while I play here, you can see that it's bouncing around between channels, and it's doing that on each eighth note. So if I were to just start grabbing some sounds, I'm going to come here into mallets and plucks, just start grabbing a couple things to replace our ID8 devices. Let's grab a kalimba to put it here. Let's grab metal pluck, wide xylo, and let's go for this shepherd kalimba. But remember, you can do this with any device. Now if we play it back again, there we go. We now have it cycling through each device at random. Now, like I said, the reason that this is better with more devices is because with this randomization, it's entirely possible. Remember, we're looking at a total value that this could be from 0 to 127. So whenever this randomizes to the next value, it's entirely possible that it's still within range of whatever program we have here, because we only have 5 programs. Anytime it jumps to the next value, we have a higher chance of it being the same value or the same value range as the instrument that just played. So you might get a couple of doubles if you only have so many instruments, like that first, or there. But the more and more instruments I add to this, the better those results are going to be. One other thing I like to do is I like to turn on this LFO2, bring down the rate, bring down the level, or bring up the level. I'm going to set it to sine wave. Then I like to just at random take some of these outputs from it into the pans of our instruments here. And also set these with some random values. I wasn't able to get this last one, so we'll just leave that in the center. And this is going to make it now, so not only does it randomize which track it goes to, but those are also going to move around the stereo field over time. So yeah, there it is. You can go ahead and check this out. Like I said, you can replace any of these devices with whatever ones you want. The more you use, better results you're going to get. So I hope this helps. I will also leave a patch for this in the very basic down in the description as well. Have fun.